Stormy Kromer, the official OG Blue Collar Camo right there. Man, this is the hat that started it all. Nice wool hats. I got the vest on today. Oh, I love this vest. And I bought it right here in Ironwood, Michigan, the birthplace of so many of the Stormy Kromer hats that you know and love. It's more than just hats. They got your entire family covered. You, your wife, your kids, even your pets. So join me as I go on a factory tour and sit down and have a little chit chat with the CEO of Jacquard Fabrics, who also owns Stormy Kromer. That's the factory right behind me, and I'm about due for my interview. So thanks for watching. I can't wait to bring you along. Be blessed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Joyful Youper presents Blue Collar Camo here with Gina Thorson.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm terrible.
So it's all good.
CEO of Jacquard Fabrics and Stormy Kromer.
Yeah.
And we just went on a tour of the factory where all the magic actually happens. Incredible. If you ever come up to Ironwood, go here. And if you just come here. I mean, that's it. It's come here just for this, and then find something else to do.
Yes.
Because you will enjoy your time. We talked a lot. I mean, I already asked you all these questions.
You just fire away.
All right. So I asked you this before when we first met last year. With a hat, or with apparel, or products like your ice fishing tents.
Yeah.
That are built so rugged. How do you stay in business with a hat that lasts 100 years?
You know, that's a really good question, and something we struggle with, honestly, because I was working an event this weekend, and someone's like, "Yeah, I have a hat. I don't really need another one."
Right.
And I was like, "Well, great." I mean, part of how we do that is try to give people different colors and patterns and things, right, that they can't resist, but also expanding into different seasons and different sort of functionality.
Like your trail cap.
Like the trail cap, right? Very lightweight, great for the summer. We have a couple of new things coming out at the end of March for the new spring-summer line. And it's also why we've just expanded into all the apparel, too, right? Like.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing, part of it is, I don't want to be a disposable brand.
Right.
Right? And I don't think we don't need to throw hats away every year and buy a new one.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
So it's this weird, it's just better for all of us if you invest in a higher quality product and it lasts you a long time. Right? Like, I have a pair of Wolverine boots, like their old, 1,000 Mile, like their classic, like, work boot, right? I'm gonna have those boots till I die. I might have to get them resold at some point.
Right, but
I don't know. I think as a society we should go back to building things that last.
I completely agree.
But it is tricky, right? Like, I don't have any recurring. It's not like socks that you wear out pretty quickly, or T-shirts even, right? You get a hole in one, you buy a new one. Like, that's not kind of how this rolls.
And now, and we kind of talked about this in the tour, but the limited lifetime warranty with the serial numbers in the hat. I mean, if you buy the perfect hat, which obviously is Stormy Kromer.
Obviously.
You buy a hat for life. It's not, your head doesn't grow when you're an adult. Your head's not growing. I mean, you may lose hair, or you may gain a little bit of hair, but it's not. I mean, you buy one hat, it's a lifetime hat.
Right.
So and then you have the vest, like the vest I'm wearing today. I bought it at your warehouse sale.
Yeah.
Didn't even know what was going on that day. I just showed up. And I was like, "Hey, there's a lot of cars over there. What's going on?" And I was so glad that I did. And you have, like I said, it lasts. It doesn't go bad. It's warm, and I said, you got your job cut out for you. I'm not trying to whatever. It's incredible. Like these wool coats, and this is the room that Gina's told me that they do their a lot of the meetings, and so they're surrounded by their product all the time, which helps
inspire, right? And
All right, I got to ask you this.
Okay.
Now, I have asked you this before, but we talked about your favorite product that you could see in the tour.
Yes.
Your coat, the
Yeah. Swallowtail.
Swallowtail. Thank you. That's the favorite product that you could see. You said you get oftentimes, what's your favorite product? So I'll ask you that for everybody else. What's your favorite product?
I'm going to do one hat and one apparel. How about that? I can't just
Awesome.
pick one. So this vest, this is the Ida Outfitter vest, is my favorite apparel product. I have like almost every color we've ever made because it's just, I love it. It's comfortable. It's like, I love vests in the winter just because they kind of keep you warm, but you're still, I don't know, you don't feel like
You
all
can move
bulked
around,
up, right?
Yeah.
And I also like, I can wear this or one of the other ones like to a business, like even like a dressier, like I can dress it up.
Semi-formal or
Yes, I
whatever.
can dress it up. I can wear it with jeans. So I just, because when I'm out and about, I like to represent, right? I want
Yeah.
to be wearing my
You
stuff.
gotta know.
And you can't always wear a hat, right? It's not always
Right,
appropriate.
right,
So
right.
this is just great. It's kind of like my Kromer uniform. And then hat wise, you know, honestly, my favorite hat is one that we don't make anymore.
Okay.
Is that allowed? to say?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we made a lady's hat, and we made them for men too, but it was we called them our hardware hats. And so instead of a tie, there was like a little piece of metal
sure,
that said Stormy
sure.
Kromer. And I have a white one. It's my favorite hat, and it's looking kind of nasty because it's white, and
Sure.
you know, and I've had it dry cleaned a few times, and I'm hanging on to it as long as I can.
So why did you stop making them?
That particular hat with the metal, like, apparently I liked it a whole lot more than other people did, right? We're always having to make decisions of, these are a lot of hats, and then
Sure.
there's a lot of sizes, and it's a lot of managing of product and SKUs and inventory, and so we also try to make decisions with data, not entirely just our feelings about things, right? Because we don't necessarily represent all of the Kromer wearing people, so you know, it's just one of the times when and we also want to like make room in the line for new stuff, right? We could bring those hats back in the future,
Sure.
you know, but as we're just cycling things in and out and trying to give freshness, we can't always just add and add and add and add, right? We got to take some things away.
Right.
So just based
your
on data.
lower
Yeah.
sellers later. Okay. Speaking of new designs.
Yes.
So we saw some new designs being sewn in the warehouse. What's the process for a new design? Who
Yeah.
comes up with it? Who, does anybody have like, hey, I've got an idea, or like what's the process
Yep.
for your new design?
So because we're, 70 people and everyone knows everyone knows Jamie, who's our designer, and I know she gets ideas all the time, right, from people here. So it starts with ideas, and those ideas could come internally. They could come from customers. They could come from our dealers, our sales team, right? Oh, I've been hearing people say if you offered this, they'd buy it, right? So we're
Sure.
always looking for customer feedback. Part of it is also like taking a look at what's in the marketplace, right? What are our competitors doing? Could we do something in some of those categories, right?
Right.
Put our spin on it. So it just starts with ideas, and then we just work through the process of like Jamie will do some initial sketches and ideas, and we have a kind of a sales and product team that will give feedback, and it's just a constant iteration of, all right, let's try to make a sample. And we sit in this room and we have ideas, and then we walk across the parking lot and we have our sewing team, right? And they can start working on samples. And usually we'll, just for ease, we'll say, okay, we're going to start with this vest pattern, but we want to, like, let's make these changes to it.
Oh,
so that
sure.
helps, like, with the fit staying sort of the same. And, and then we just start prototyping. We take a look. Okay, no, I don't like that pocket. Let's do it a different way. Oh, I don't like that at all. That was a terrible idea, right? There's some of that, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's all of it. Like, you have to see it in person. And then, we're working on, the lead time is long on this stuff. So, like, right now we're working on spring 25.
Really?
And
Holy
we just
cow.
actually, for that, we have some ideas, and we actually did a consumer survey and a dealer survey to give us some feedback. Like, here's some ideas we're thinking about. Rank them. Like, right? Because,
Really?
like, we want to make things that we believe in, but we also need to make things that people are going to buy, right? Like,
Yeah,
that are
obviously.
going to sell, right? So getting feedback is a huge part of the process, and yeah.
Any details you can share with us that maybe something to look forward to coming up? Even if it's on your spring lineup coming up soon.
Yeah, we've got some things coming up in the spring. So at the end of March, so some new variations on our trail cap, which has been like we've tried for years to have a successful summer Kromer, and finally I think the trail cap is really it.
Okay.
We've had a great luck selling them, great feedback from consumers. So just some new colors there, but also a new version that, let's say, will keep like the back of your neck from getting sunburned.
Nice.
Like, let's say you're on the boat all day or whatever. So
Okay.
that's kind of something new we're excited about that's launching in the spring. And then for the fall, we've got, a number of new coats, both for men and women, that we are really excited about. And let's just say they are heavy duty. They are going to keep you really warm.
And we saw the one.
We saw the one.
in
Yep.
there. Okay.
But there's a men's there's a new men's variation on our Mackinac coat that's going to be pretty fantastic.
All right. So you're already designing for 2025.
Yes.
You've got your sewing for the fall.
Fall 24.
Fall 24.
Yep.
Obviously, you're
Getting ready to launch spring 24.
Spring 24. Wow. How do you keep all your products straight?
Yeah, I mean, it's all in a computer system, right? It's all computerized. It's all like, there's this product, and here's all the materials that go into it, and how many buttons and zippers, and just all of that. It's all, tracked.
No, track.
There are times a year where I'm like, I don't even know what year it is, though. Or I'm like, okay, we're in 20, like at the end of the year, we're in 23. We're working on 24. We're starting to think about 25. I don't know what year it is.
You dream in
Yes.
apparel, don't you? You dream.
Yes.
You're like, oh, yeah.
I dream in stitches.
You ever come up with an idea like, I gotta wake up and sketch it down in your dream?
Not products
No?
so much, but
Okay.
I do a lot of, I leave myself a lot of recordings in the car because I'll think of
Really?
just random stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Besides Kromer,
Yeah.
you do jacquard fabrics.
Yeah.
You said you can print on vinyl.
Yes.
You do the ice. Can you talk a little bit about the ice tents?
We actually don't do those anymore.
You don't do those
No.
anymore. Okay. All right.
No.
All right, well.
So our non-Stormy Kromer sewing that we still do here, there are a handful of like bigger contracts for bigger companies than
Okay.
us. So one is another UP based company, so we make a whole bunch of covers for Boss Snowplow. So
Oh, yeah.
we love that. Great partnership, great company to work with, and love doing that work with them. We make tents for a company called Snow Trekker.
Snow Trekker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're based in Viroqua, Wisconsin, and they make have designed really amazing tents for camping in the snow and in the winter. And so we manufacture their tents for them. We love that. Another
That's
family-owned company, second generation, taking over. And we also worked with them to kind of co-design a portable sauna tent. So
Really?
that's sort of getting
In
off
the
the
works?
ground. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's produced, but there's it's actually being sold through another party. So kind of a sauna company out of Duluth, Minnesota, is selling them.
Wow.
So that's cool. And then we make there's a company called Rainbow Play Systems. They make those like big cedar wooden swing sets that you have in your backyard.
Oh, sure.
And they typically have like a little awning
Oh, right.
covering part of it. So we make all those awnings for them. So this is a kind of right now is like high season for that, right? They're getting prepared for spring, and people's getting their yard stuff out, and
sure.
thinking, I need a new swing set. So so those are examples of some of the bigger contracts we're working on right now.
What's your favorite non-Kromer product?
That's an interesting question. I don't know that I mean, I guess I have to say the sauna.
Okay, right. All right.
Yeah,
right.
it's pretty cool.
And so with your prototypes of Kromer and non-Kromer, some
Yeah.
of them make the cut, some of them don't make
That's
the
right.
cut. And I've seen at your warehouse sale that someone's like, "Oh, this is a prototype. This is your original,
Right.
one of a kind.
Right.
This is
Yes.
it. Not going to be
Yes.
in production." And that's fantastic that you're still sharing that with the community
Yeah.
and with everyone.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, this is what we tried and didn't work, or we didn't like this. Like this vest that I'm wearing, apparently there's a pocket just a little bit smaller than the other. I can't really tell.
Right. Yeah, our warehouse sale is a lot of fun.
I'm like, I don't even know how. I'm like,
Yeah.
where?
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
We also, a lot of times what else ends up in the warehouse sale is, so when we design, it's more so for apparel, when we design a men's apparel piece, we start with the size large. And then we use it's like a CAD software basically,
Sure.
and we put in kind of the rules of how the different sizes will go up and down.
And tolerances.
Yes, and okay, the armhole is going to get this much bigger for the extra large, and it's going to get this much longer, whatever, right? And even though you have those the math and the standards, it still takes a couple of tries for it to look right on a person. So we do these size runs, and we have people in the factory who are our standard extra large and our standard 2X, right? And so we're like, hey, we need you off the floor for a second, try this coat on, right?
Okay.
But like I said, it usually takes 2 or 3 rounds before we're like, yes, this is it.
This is it.
So, a lot of what might end up in our sale is the first try at an XL. There's actually nothing wrong with it. It's just maybe we thought the sleeves should be longer, or maybe we thought, you know what I mean?
Right.
The pocket should be shifted or whatever. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's the warehouse sale is a lot of fun. There's seconds, there's one of a kinds, there's samples, there's just stuff we got too much of, and so we got a great price on it, right? So,
and you do that once a year?
Once a year, middle of July.
When's the next one coming up?
It's actually, I got a calendar right here on the wall across from me. I think effective. It starts the 18th.
No, July 18th.
18, 19, 20. If you're going to come, the best stuff goes fast, right? The best one-of-a-kind stuff is gone quickly. Yes. The last couple of years, we've had a line before we open. So, yeah. It's a lot of fun.
And everybody's working that day.
Everyone works the store that day.
It was
a lot
incredible.
of people work in the store. And because it can get really busy, and we're just, but we enjoy it. We enjoy it. We love people coming.
That's how I met Gina. I was in here talking to one of the fantastic employees, and everyone out on your floor is so nice. And you don't get that a lot. In some places, they don't want to be there. They're like, oh man, I've not run into that here at all. Everybody wants to be here, and they're like, whoever it was, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
There was a lot of people, so who knows?
They're like, you need to talk to Gina. And on your busy day, one of your busiest days, you're out, hey, we're talking. And so I really appreciated that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You took time out of one of your busiest days, and just, hey, you know what, you bearded weirdo, hey, come on over, or whatever. The fact that you're willing to talk to your customers and get out there and meet with them, and all your employees' names, it just speaks to a great level of management. And people, you said working here for 20 years, that's incredible, because you don't find that, especially up here. You don't find that often, where you don't have one thing I noticed is you don't have a now hiring sign up front. If you go, a lot of places do, especially right now, they're always, I can't find workers, I can't find people. You don't have a now hiring sign. You don't have, I looked on your website, you don't have it says, oh, there are currently no open positions. That's after, post 2020.
Yeah.
To have we're not hiring, and it's not because you're not busy.
Right.
It's because people want to work here and work for you, and that's...
And, we were lucky we didn't lose people during COVID, right? Because we were able to stay open and sew masks and gowns, which seems like a lifetime ago at this point. But, I know there's a lot of industries and companies, right? They lost their workforce, right? Because they had to be shut down. Sure. And then they found some other work, and they never got them back. I know that's a problem for some different business owners I know. And so, that's one piece, is that we were able to keep people working during that time. Sure. And they just kind of hung around. But, it's we are just such a small feel. And even talking about the warehouse sale, I guess maybe there are some CEOs that would sit in their office while a warehouse sale is going on in their front, but I can't imagine, there's no way I could focus and sit in my office, because I want to be talking to these people and oh, hey, you drove from where to come to this? Why? Talk to me more, and helping people find the size they need. And I don't know, it's just fun, and it is a fun experience to be able to interact like with the people that end up with our product, right? Because that's why we're doing it. That's the whole point.
And a lot of companies wouldn't say, oh yeah, we have, they will say, well, we are perfect, we don't make mistakes, or we don't have seconds, or
right.
They kind of quietly get rid of them. Whereas you flipped it, you said, hey, we're having a big sale. This is all the stuff. Whereas instead of showcasing your new stuff or new line, you're like, hey, let's get rid of this stuff. But how often during the warehouse sale do people buy, I don't want to say a full price, but like,
oh no, they do. The main line
your
stuff.
Normal stuff.
Yep, they absolutely do.
So it's just a big draw.
Yeah, it's just a big draw, and but yeah, they can. I mean, like that vest you're wearing. I recall the pocket issue that we had on some vests, right? But that doesn't really, like, from our point of view, again, like practicality, right? And that Youper-ishness, right?
Youper-ishness.
Like,
I like
that shouldn't be thrown away. That's perfectly good vest, right?
Absolutely.
It's just, one pocket ended up smaller. Now that doesn't meet our normal quality standards, right? To be first quality. But again, what are we gonna do? Put that in a landfill? That seems real silly. Like, because you're getting a lot of good. I can tell you've put a lot of good wear into that, right?
Absolutely.
So, and you know what? People like finding a treasure, and they like, look what I found at the sale, right? Like, people dig that. We all love that. So, and there's, I don't know. There's people I end up seeing every year at the sale, and they come up, and what do you got this year? And kind of has turned into a little. And it's the same time, the same week. There's the big, our big like town festival is happening at the same time, so there's a lot of people in town, and it just kind of adds to the fun.
To the draw. So, one final question.
Okay.
I probably say that like a couple more times.
That's
I always think about it. When you have your new prototypes out, do you have like product testers that you have trusted members of the community for trusted feedback and stuff like that?
For sure. It depends on the product. Like, we don't test everything, like, because we just kind of know, right?
That's gonna work, right?
But especially if it's more of a functionality issue, or here's a great example. Our rancher cap, which is our like big insulated hat. It's got the longer ear bands, right, that cover your full ear, whatever. We were having trouble continuing to get the insulation.
Ooh, okay.
Basically, like, we weren't big enough for the supplier kind of thing. So but it's also our second best selling product, right? So not really something you want to mess around with.
Yeah, you can't go,
So we tried some different insulations. We made a bunch of prototypes with some different insulations. We do kind of have like a core group of some folks who've been around. Well, we know they wear our products. We know they wear them hard, right? Because that's another thing. You want them to stand up. And we sent hats out to a bunch of people and got feedback. And the feedback was none of these are as good as what you're doing. So we had to figure out a way to keep buying it, right? Mm-hmm. But that was the feedback, and it was important.
Right, you have to listen to your customers.
Because I could have made a really big mistake, right?
Sure.
Like just saying, oh yeah, this is the same weight, and I think it'll be fine, and let's just make a change. But
you're listening.
Product wouldn't have been good enough.
And to your clients.
Yeah.
Success.
Yep. So yeah.
Okay, so what other challenges do you see coming up the road?
I mean, sewing in America is just a challenge.
What do you mean?
It's there's a lot of costs, right? Like, it's expensive, and that is a problem from a competitive and a market standpoint, right? And costs keep going up, right? All the costs of doing business keep going up, right? Whether that be the labor cost, health insurance, electricity, everything is getting more. And so one challenge that we see out in the future is like, what happens when our products have to cost too much that people can't afford them, right?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't.
I don't know, right? And like when we design our apparel, obviously there's a lot more sewing in a big coat, right? Than a hat, or even like the vest you're wearing. That's a pretty straightforward sewing. But some of those coats we saw today have a lot more details and pockets and people want that. right? They want, oh, why doesn't this have pockets? And why doesn't, I need the, so we try to do that. Now the coat costs $400 and, potentially the market for that is smaller, right? So like just this idea of like finding the right products that make sense
at the right price.
At the right price, right? That people see the value, like where the price equates to the value. And I think that's a constant just balancing act so that's a challenge. I think the other challenge is, and we talked about this out on the floor, like the people that know us assume we are way bigger than we are, right? Which I love. Someone told me once that we punch above our weight class, right? We look like a much bigger class company than we are. But we are in reality a pretty small company, family owned. There's no like private equity or like extra money besides just the bank we work with. And marketing and growth costs money, right?
Absolutely.
And like there's all of these companies you see out, like these internet companies that are growing and come out of nowhere and suddenly they're like have TV ads in these giant companies. They're losing money, right? Like they are planned to lose money for 5 years or whatever it is, right? Just to get big enough, right? Well, that's not really like our situation, right? We have to figure out how to grow in a way where we can keep investing in the company, investing in our people, investing in the community, and grow like sustainably. And how do we continue to get our name and our products in front of new customers in a cost-effective manner?
So, is there anything that the community of the outdoor community, or even just the Upper Peninsula or Midwest, could do to help spread the word, other than come in and buy new product? But like as far as the marketing, I know you work with, and we had talked about this. You're always commenting on other people's social medias. You're always working on that. But what is it that if you said, "Hey, do this," it really help us out? It's
a really good question. Business? I don't know, man. Share your hat with someone else. Share your hat, share that you love your product with someone who doesn't live in the UP.
Okay.
Tell someone, tell some friend of yours from college who lives in Colorado that
you need a Kromer.
That they need a Kromer, right? And help them understand why it's so great.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to Blue Collar Camo. Huge thank you to Gina and all of her fine people out there. Man, you are so welcoming. The customer service always great whenever I went out there. And it really is like a small family business out there. So go out and support them. Buy some Kromer stuff. Buy something from Jacquard Fabrics. They have hats for men. They have hats for women. They have hats for children. They have hats for your animals too. Not just hats. Check out some of their pet clothing line. It's amazing. So they literally have your entire family covered, which you really need to go check them out. StormyKromer.com. Go to their store, take a factory tour, which I did. Look for that very soon. We're going to release that as well as soon as I get it uploaded. Thank you again, Stormy Kromer, for having me as a guest. I had so much fun. And as always, be blessed. Thanks for watching. Tune in for more coming soon. Blue Collar Camo wants to thank you for listening to this week's episode. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, leave us a review, and tune in next week for more.